Hi, I'm Anna Chrzanowska-Pilarska. I'm working in 2D animation for 8 years, in both cutout and hand-draw animation. Mostly I've been working for 2D cutout preschool series, 2D hand-draw commercials, also as in-betweener and cleanup artist for feature animations. I'm here to teach you how to use Toon Boom Harmony. It's super popular software in animation industry. You can use it not only for cutout, but also for hand-draw animation. I want to teach you basics of Toon Boom, how to use tools, how to work on timeline and with node view. We will start with hand-draw animation, rough cleanup color process, and we will end up with simple rig and we will do animation with it. So, after this workshop, you will have basic knowledge how to work in those two animation techniques using Toon Boom Harmony. So let's join me and learn new skills. See you soon!
Welcome, welcome, welcome! Animation Club School is back online, and I'm very happy to see already some friendly faces. Welcome from Brazil, who's drinking coconut water, Marcilio. It's very hot in here today. That's right. Since the southern hemisphere is finally getting some sunlight and the northern hemisphere is finally going into winter. We have some people from India. Welcome. Loopy Arts is from the UK and drinking water. That's actually very wise. That's very good for you. Hello, welcome from Spain. Autumn is indeed starting here. See, you're proving my point. Very happy to see everyone today. I wanted to say hello to those who already left a message in the chat. You can also leave very nice messages in here as well, even if you're here for the first time. Let me actually explain what's going on here and talk a little bit more what we're going to have here today for our workshop. My name is Kata. I am the most favorite, the most amazing, and only host of Animation Club School's YouTube channel and all the workshops and some of the practice we have on the Discord server. For those who don't know, we are an animation school and we have amazing, insightful courses full of feedback, but we also like to share, the knowledge that we have, and we like to share it with everyone who would like to learn something new. So that's why you and we are here today. And this time we'll actually have something very special. We've been treating you a lot with very special stream, and this one is one of those kind of surprises. This will be a stream with a brand new mentor, and we're actually opening a brand new course. Some of you who have been already subscribed to some of our social media saw the teasers and the promos and the promo you saw in the beginning of the stream. So, and I'm actually very, very excited to introduce you. I wanted to ask if you've been ever actually interested in animating in Toon Boom Harmony. Maybe you wanted to learn something new about animation, something still based in those like 12 principles of animation, but something that explores something more than, just drawing something with your hand or adding some more technical things into your animation. Then we actually have something that's right up your alley. In this workshop, I'll be welcoming our new mentor in Toon Boom Harmony. Her name is Anna Chrzanowska-Pilarska, and she's a seasoned animator who worked on such amazing projects I'm personally a fan of. We actually had a little talk here before we started, and I started just like listing all of the movies I really, really loved. And some of them are Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur, Robot Dreams, and Jakob Mini and the Talking Dogs, and so many more projects you saw it in the promo. So, Anna, would you like to introduce yourself to our watchers, our new and old ones, since you're here for the first time?
Yes, so hi guys. Kata just introduced me. Sorry if I'm nervous because for me it's totally something new.
Don't worry, we're going to be extra nice.
What I can tell about myself, I'm working in industry like around 7 years. And I started as a 2D hand animator, but then I turned out to be more cutout animator in Toon Boom. So it's something that I learned when I got my first job. I was working in a studio in Poland. So there it happened that I didn't know, because I thought that I can work in TV Paint or even in Photoshop. But then happened that the main tool for animation and very, very popular in industry around the world is Toon Boom Harmony. So I really have hard time to learn this tool, because I was learning it in my job, yes, but at the same time I need to spend extra hours after job to get this software better, to do better animation. And yeah, that's why I'm here to show you how to use this tool. And if you really want to work for big studios and even for small studios, like it's very, very really mostly all animation that I was doing, I was working in Toon Boom Harmony. So it's better to be prepared for it before you will start to looking for a new job, or sending your CV. So it's very important to have this ability to know how Toon Boom works, like even the basic, because I will be learning you about basic. So it's important to just understand it, how to work and what you can do in this program. I think more or less that's it about my story. My short story. So I think like if you're really seriously thinking about doing animation 2D or cutout, like you have to know the Toon Boom, and I'm really telling you this: you have to know the Toon Boom,
Exactly.
because this program is it's have everything. Because as you know or you don't know, you can do 2D hand animation and cutout, and you can even do the hybrid. So you can combine these two techniques together. And some TV series are done this way. So it's really good to know everything, what is going on in industry and how to work in this program.
Exactly. We have a question. What's the program? The program is Toon Boom Harmony. It's a 2D animation software that allows you to do various kinds of animation, just as Anna told us. So it could be hand-drawn animation, it could be rigging puppets, and so much more.
Yes. It's exactly Toon Boom Harmony Premium. Yeah, we'll be using 2D Harmony Premium. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because their Harmony have few other programs. They have advanced, they have some essential, but we will work on premium. So premium is like that you can do hand draw animation and cutout. This is what Kata said, like it's 2D rigid animation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Can you tell us a little bit before we actually jump into the workshop itself? I want
Yeah.
you to give a couple of words what we're going to do today, and maybe if we'll have time to just keep give like a little teaser of what can you expect joining the courses. Like, what are we
Okay.
going to do during it?
Okay, so what we're gonna do today? Yeah, this is the first thing. Today I will show you a rig, the simple one. So I just want, if someone is not familiar with cutout, so to the rigged animation, puppet animation. So I just want to show what Toon Boom can give us. Yeah, how we can, how looks rig, how looks inside rig. I will more or less show you how look node view. Like in general, we will just get about a little bit knowledge about the interface, how it looks, and how we are working in this software. And I will just show you how we can do some poses, how looks library in Toon Boom. Like I just want to present you how Rigs works and
Mm-hmm.
how we can move with this and how we can do some poses. So I will present this today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's perfect. We already have a little teaser. We showed a little bit of the screen with the adorable character you already have for us
Yeah.
with a rig with actually cute little images. I love them so much. They look adorable.
Oh, you mean this controllers, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, before we actually jump into the main thing itself, I wanted to give a couple of disclaimers before we get to the best part of the workshop. I already see a couple of people using the question feature correctly because you not only can leave very kind of fun messages, compliments, or your general support in the chat, you can also ask questions. My only requirements for them that they have to be respectful, they have to be on topic, and they have to have the word question in the beginning in all caps, just as Agata did now. I didn't get to read the question yet, but I saw the big word question, and I already see it, and I'll remember it. There is one issue. I might not present your question right away, but that just means I'm looking for a better time to keep it for a pocket of like free space so we can actually delve deep into that question and give it enough attention. So if I didn't read it out loud right at the very moment, you sent it or like with a little delay because it's a stream, of course. Don't worry. It's probably because I'm keeping it for a better time. So both of us can actually have a full answer. We can dedicate enough time to. And I think, yeah, in terms of questions, that's the only thing I wanted to do. And this time we actually have a new feature. We're probably going to use it for the streams in the upcoming months, but I wanted to introduce it here as well because not only we have a new creator, the new mentor, new course, we also have this new feature with the questions. If you're subscribed to our different social medias, we have an Instagram account, and this time we decided to collect some questions before the stream starts. So if you want to have an extra chance, to ask a question or be on the lookout for new streams and new ways to learn, you can always go to our different social media, subscribe there, and be, on the lookout. So before we jump into it, also have to remind you, our courses are starting in October, so it's really really soon. But you have just enough time to decide if you want to start your animation journey, learn something new. For example, in this case, Toon Boom Harmony, or you want to broaden your horizons on the craft you've already been perfecting for some time. Then it's perfect to jump right now into the description. We'll probably be still here. You can find us always on the YouTube channel and join us. Maybe it's a lifelong journey that you'll be starting now with us. What an honor. Maybe next time you're going to be sitting here with all of the graduates and you have like the top best reel possible. Who knows? Anything, can happen. So I don't have anything to add. we already have questions pouring in, but I think we can give you the mic and start the demo.
Okay, so we are starting, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone see my screen with my new character that I did like specially for this event, his name is Foxy. So, okay, guys, I will turn this off. So, I will show you how looks in general rig, what we have inside in the timeline. I hope you understand that here we have camera view, here we have a timeline, here we have layers, and here we have something very important that normally programs for 2D animation don't have it. It's called node view. So everything what we have here is here in layers and here and on timeline and visible in camera view, but it looks like this squarey elements. Yes. So presenting you Foxy and what we supposed to have in a quite good rig. We supposed to have turn around what we have here. Yes, we have like 3/4, what is very important for cutout, like in cutout animation, so rigged puppet animation. Mostly character is almost is in 3/4, yes, because it's very visible, we can see like everything. So 3/4 is very popular. Then we have a front, again 3/4, the next one 3/4, then 3/4, back, and 3/4 left, left and right. Then we have sometimes, not always, we have some expressions. So we can see some basic expressions. It's very cool if animator first time getting the rig, so he don't know how to pose the face. It's something that it's not easy at the beginning. So if you don't know, normally we are getting Bible for it. So it's Bible for animation. Inside you have all rules of animation, how to create a pose, how to not to create pose. Exactly, like Bible is more for what to not do, or not like what to do.
Yeah.
So it's something that like it's like all rules gathered together. If you can, for example, if eyebrow should touch the eye or should not touch the eye. Sometimes it's very detailed, small things, but still it's like, you know, something that it's important when we see whole character in a movement. So this is, we have some options for animation of like for face. Then here we have, like, because I did something like that, like master controller, I will show you what is master controller. So I did all face turn around, down and up, but only from 3/4 to 3/4, because I don't need like anything for the back, because there is nothing there. And this is something what we can take from here. So for example, if we have a scene and in animatic we see that the character is in 3/4 and left, so then we just taking this key, copy paste at the beginning of the timeline, and then we just use this. So we have here all this stuff here to just to use it, because then we don't need to, like, this is like basic pose, so we can take the front and then create our pose from the beginning. Yes, so of course this is like, he looks very bad, like he's like this character is not posed, he's just like, you know, like a derp, you know. So this is something that you, of course, you need to pose and make up, like push appeal on it, you know, and everything to like create emotion and create the just make this alive. So this is how it looks. Then maybe I will start with controllers. Maybe first I will show you what we have here. All those controllers, and here those dots are controllers too. So this is something that we are grabbing, and then we can move with this around. So I will show you. So here we have like green controllers are something that you use translate. It's a tool translate, so you can just move it around. Yeah. So this is controller translate that we can move it around. Of course, we can scale it and squash and stuff like that too. Yeah. So for all those elements, this is like upper part of body, full body, and this is a fringe. And yeah, this is all those green controllers. Blue controllers are for 2-point constraints. So this is something that create us a squash and stretch. So then you don't need to use translate tool for it. So you don't need to like squash and stretch it. You just hold and grab those controllers and you can just squash it around and do bouncy stuff.
That's so cute.
Yeah, exactly. So this is something that help us very like this is something that is quite new in Toon Boom. I mean, I'm not saying that it's they just did it like 2 years ago. No, but like, you know, some first Toon Booms did not have it. And now we have 2-point constraints like that. So then we can easily do like that someone getting anticipation, yes, and then, for example, getting extremely scared. So it's something that is making your life as animator much easier if you know how to use it. The same we have for upper part body, to say, yes. And we have controllers 2-point constraint for down part, like, so we have another pivot, yeah, for this bottom part. So you can, for example, if you will move some legs, so you can adjust the belly. And the same is for head, yes. But mostly I'm using in animation, I'm using mostly this upper pivot. So this is controllers. Another thing is controllers here. But now to use those controllers, this is different type of controllers. I will just show you camera view. Like I will show you final render. This is this render view. In render view, you don't see those controllers. They are invisible, of course. So they are only for animators, only when you're creating the scene, only when you're animating. But then when you will do render, they are invisible. So yeah, so what we have here, this is for changing drawings. So I don't need to look for this drawing inside in the rig. I will show you how to look inside in the rig. I think that a lot of people will be, oh my God, it looks so messy and crazy. So that was something that when I first time saw rig in my life, I was just like, oh my God, like what is happening there? I don't want to learn Toon Boom anymore.
Yeah,
So
because they always look so complicated. I get overwhelmed whenever people share screenshots of all of the nodes, all of the like everything that's controlled. It looks scary.
Yeah, it looks scary, but then when you get that this is connected everything, and it's just something that it's like without node view, it will be really hardcore to use the Toon Boom. So now node view, I'm always saying my students, node view is your friend, you know. It looks scary, but it is your friend. Okay, so here we have the library, drawing substitution. It's our library for one drawing. So with this dot, choosing from one dot, we are taking drawing number 1, and then we have the eyelid. And this eyelid have a deformer. This is exactly the curvelope. It's curvelope, so we can do some, more like angry eyes, or more I don't know, bored one eyes. Yes, so this is something that you can do with this. And exactly the same for the blue dot. We have like down like lid, yeah, from the bottom lid.
Yeah,
It's
to make it
correct.
suspicious.
Yeah,
or
to
like
make him
happy.
suspicious. The same deformer, like the same, like we have curvelope. It's not just a curve, it's curvelope because we can move this point and this point. For curve, if we move this point, this one, then whole deformer will move up or down. But this we can make it like that, yes, and then we have something like this, and the same here. So This is how looks the former. Of course, we can make it very, very long. Envelopes are great, but then we need to be very careful with like with the size or with the length of it, because we can make, like, we can destroy it, and we need to remember that the model is very important to not destroy it and always make it nice and appeal. Yeah, for nose, we don't have any special, or we have some special like extra lines, like if he will get scared or angry. And again, then we have lips, and then we have all set of lips. We don't, of course, as animator, we still sometimes need to do some extra lips, but mostly we always have in the library and drawing substitution exactly, we always have set of the lips, so we can always choose some lips, yeah. And this is how we do lip sync or expressions or like everything, yeah. Of course, those lips we can always deform a little bit. We can change it, make it bigger, smaller, so there is no problem to just play a little bit with it, yeah. I will just, so this is how it looks. Oh, the same we have for the fringe. For the fringe, to squash and stretch it, we have the same. So we can make it a little bit bouncy. Here we have envelope. So then we create like full shape is in the deformer. So we can really change this as we wish. Yes, so we can create it smaller, bigger. This is not, I mean, for this character, it's not so very unnecessary. Like, we don't need this in general, but I did it just in case if we want to, I don't know, do bigger 3/4, you know, or something, then we can pretend, yeah, because we are pretending to do some more depth, yeah.
Exactly, to show off all the angles and the nuances.
Yes. So the same we have for face. It's for face we have envelope too, so we can always change it if we really have some special poses, because sometimes we have some special poses that we can recreate sometimes elements in the rig. So here we don't need to draw the new element. Here we have this envelope, so we can just easily just do shape as we more or less, of course, because everything has some limitation. Yes. So we can do like this, yeah. This will totally destroy everything. So some stuff we can't just do. And in general, if we talk about cutout animation, like cutout animation, it's not hand animation. And hand animation, it's obvious that you can do whatever. You can create some really crazy stuff, and you can even, I don't know, break the bones just to create nice pose, just for one frame, for this one sequence of movement animation. But here, some elements like will get destroyed, so we can't, for example, do, I don't know, something like this, yes, because line are getting inside. So we need to be aware of it, that we will not do everything. So cutout is, so what is difficult in the cutout? That you always need to create nice, clear pose, and still you need to keep very much in the model. You can do really a lot of stuff with this, but you need to remember that you can't do whatever. Of course, you can just create new drawing, and you don't have to use the deformer. You can just do another one drawing and add new envelope or deformer. So it's not something that you can't do, but if we want just use what we have here, so some stuff are not possible to do. But if we want some extra stuff, I don't know, like extremely crazy bending, then we can create new deformer or create new arm that it's bending already, and then we are just switching drawings, yeah, like for lips, that we are just choosing drawing that we need in this right good moment, yeah. Okay, this is for belly. I think, let's see, belly have envelope too, so we can create belly. Here we have line between legs, so if we need to connect, for example, this line, so we can connect this. Legs are not very complicated. They have curvelopes too. So it's not that, as I said, it's very simple rig. It's not a very complicated one. I was working on, oh my God, crazy complicated rigs, especially when you have more human rigs, when you have a more anatomy there, and you have more visible bones and stuff like that. So then you have almost everywhere envelopes. Yeah, so this for every element. So then you really need to almost like to do one key pose. It's taking a lot of time to create one good key pose. This character is not very complicated. It's quite simple and very nice for animation. Okay, then we have this, but I see that it moved a little bit. Oh, here. Let's.
How much time did it take you to create this rig?
It depends. Like for something like this, it can take 5 hours. Because I need, when I'm getting the design are done, for example, in Photoshop. So then I need to draw all elements. Yeah. Then draw all lips. I need to do this. Yeah. And then I need to connect everything in the right way, put all deformers or all those controllers and stuff like that. Yes, so it can take 5 hours, sometimes 1 day, and for very, very difficult rig, it can take few days to create it. Yeah, so I was starting as animator. So for me, creating rigs, it was something that I was saying that I will never do this, and it's super complicated, and I will never touch it. But after so many years working on many different rigs, I starting to understand how it works and how it's connected. So I just get this knowledge naturally. Yeah, so. Now I am rigger. I'm not the best rigger on the world, because a very good rigger is just a rigger. Yes, I'm like additional rigger. Like if something it's not very complicated, like this one, for example, so then I can do all rigs and there is no problem. But there are people who are just riggers and they do nothing else, just only rigs, and they are just crazy good in this. So I was working with rigger like that I was telling her what I want and how it should move in animation when I was animation director for TV series for Odo. So I was telling her, I want this and this, and you need to do this. And she was like, okay, I will do this, you know. And it was the best like cooperation ever in my life, that I was just telling her how I want to like move it, how I want this complicated or not complicated, to make it easier for animation, and she was doing it. And this is a good rigger. Yeah, so this is something like there is not many people who are very, very good in this. Because create to do rig, it's not that complicated, but do rig which can do many things, and it's not super complicated for animator, and animator can easily work with it, then this is something that really you need to have a knowledge and know how to do this. So we will learn basic rigging. We will do something like that. This very simple one character on my course. This will be the last one lesson that we will do. That we will do some very like easy rig. So you will just touch a little bit how to work in Node inside. Yeah. So how to connect stuff, how to create deformer. So yeah, more or less, this is how rig works. So here we have a tail. And another thing that I want to show you, it's controllers. Okay, we have controls. So we have two types of controllers, extra one controllers. It's like sliders and master controller. Master controller, I'm showing what is it. It's like something that pretending 3D. So we can rotate around the face. So it's something normally in older cutout, I would say, like time before master controller happened. Yeah, so we need to always move all elements down and move everything to create perspective. Yes. And now we don't have to do this because we have this master controller, which is something crazy cool and extremely good for animator, because we just can choose what kind of perspective we want, and then we can play with it and and just do some scared face or something like this. Yeah. So this is really something extremely extra for in the Toon Boom, that you can do this master controller. Okay, another thing, we have sliders. Slider are something that it's choosing our drawings that are existing. So for example, we can just rotate the head, yes, and we can rotate full body. So then we don't have to use those keys, these key poses that we have already in the rig, but we can just use the sliders. What is not cool, sometimes sliders can broke. So that it's not cool. But sometimes I mean, it's very often that rigs are getting, I don't know, 20 version, because they always have some small mistakes, and always riggers need to repair it all the time. So sometimes
yeah, as you said, a good rigger is in weight, like, in gold. So the one who does it with the minimal amount of mistakes.
I was working 1 month ago in production, because I finished working for them. I working rigs were very difficult, and they get like 60 version for one rig, and I was just like, my God, what happened? But yeah, the problem was that the rigs were very they were very cartoonish characters, but humans, very human cartoonish characters. So they were very difficult with many elements like collars, some shirts, some elements extra, So this element need to have a deformer, so to move it, to create new pose. So I was not surprised that it have some always some mistakes, or something was not working, or because it was so big and so difficult to create this rig, that I was not even surprised. But still, like 60 version, I was just like, what?
Yeah, a lot.
so
That's
it's a lot, so many, so many of it. Okay, so about the rig, that's it in general. Like with all those tools that I was showing you, you can animate and pose the character. But now we will go inside in the notes, because I really want to show you how looks this rig. So this is a folder, and inside this folder we have some more stuff. So in this folder we have everything that is here. So everything that we have in the rig, all elements, all drawings, cutters, masks and stuff. So everything is here, and it looks like that. And this is how it looks. It looks, I know, crazy, but if you will get closer, you will see that everything is like organized. Yeah. So here we have eyelids. You see, I'm clicking on this backdrop. Yeah. And then it's selecting the eyelids. Yeah. And it's eyelids left, eyelids right. Cheeks, drops are something that we don't have it, like this is like drops of sweat or surprise or something like that. Yeah, so this is like extra, let's say, affixes, yeah, for our character. Then we have eyes and cheeks. Like cheeks went here, but still we have bleak, so it's this one. We have eyebrow. So this is how it looks. So this is a drawing. Here we have deformation, and here we have a pack, and on pack we do all animation. And so if someone don't know, we have this more or less, of course, here 3 types of layers. So this is how it looks. What we have here, nose and lips. Here we have ears and fringe. So, of course, all those extra stuff that you can see, like line art, auto patch, color art, so all those stuff are extra nodes, which are making our character, for example, that we don't see that we don't see this line, for example. Yes, so this is all elements that are masking, hiding some elements. So here we have one line around, so we can create one nice line, and we don't need to worry about this, that there is line, but it's cut it. Yeah. Okay, we have fringe. This is our 2-point constraint. Yeah, so this is exactly this one. And that's it. Here we have some cap, so we have some extra cap for our character, and head. Yeah, so if you will just get closer to all those stuff, so you have just torso. Yes, we have line leg, so all elements are visible here in node view as this node. Yeah, because we call it node. So all those elements are here. So this is basically like a graphic view of what we have here. Yeah. And how many layers we have connecting together, so you know what is connected with what. Like this spec is having this. So if we move it, so it's moving only those elements. Yes. So this is something that it's making our life easier. And yeah, it's happened that I sometimes need to dig here inside because we have some extra stuff, like for example this. If I need to get the drop, so I need to go inside in the rig, and I need to find the drawing, choose this drawing, and then I can take it from drawing substitution and choose the drawing that I want and I need. So it's very important to use and know where is what. And every good rig is organized. Like you always have folders, you always have backdrops, you have names. Like if you don't have it, so it means that some very crazy person did it, Okay, so here we have master controllers. We have MC controller, so this is the master. This is slider 1 and slider 2. Like this is for head pose and full body. And controllers, this is just a drawing. All those drawings that we have here. Yeah. You see, I'm clicking here and like selecting here. Shoop. Yeah, here. So you see, it's very connected, and it's very important to understand what is going on. But if you once understand it, and you will create your rig, because this is something that you have to do to understand the node view, because every animator, even if you do just hand draw animation, you still need to understand how node view looks, because you need to know how to create composition. So it's main composition, how to add elements here, how to add background. Yeah, background for now it's just only this one drawing. And yeah, so you have to know how to use it. But when you will do a rig for yourself, like even super extremely easy one, then you will start understand how important is organization and how to make everything like really tidy, inside in the rig. That in general animator can't have to be. I mean, I learned organization a lot, like working in softwares making animation, because without this I would just die. Like it's super important, especially that if we know even the system, we have key posing first and then we have in betweening. Yeah, so here in cutout animation it's exactly the same. I know that we don't draw it, but we need to create the pose one by one, every element. Yeah, we need to create, pose every element, and then this is our key. We are holding this key, creating another one, and then we do in betweening. Of course, we have something like interpolation, or some people are calling it twinning. And then we have something that creating automatical in-betweens, but it doesn't mean that we are leaving this like that, like, oh, like it's done. No, it's not done. Like, especially that I'm doing animation in Toon Boom, even if I'm using interpolation, I never do it at once. I always animating on twos or at freeze. Yeah, so it's not like that. It's just you're like, no, do this. Like, I will present this. Let's do first key and second key. Yeah, I will show you how looks interpolation. It's cool thing because you really can have some in-betweening, but it doesn't mean that you just don't need to clean it, yeah?
Exactly.
You always have to clean, you always have a stage of cleaning. So for example, we have this pose, and I will put twinning here, just without any ease in, ease out. Yeah, this is our twinning. So now you can see that there is a lot of not cool stuff. And of course we can put some automatical ease in, ease out. I will check if it's working. It's working. And yes, and it can work better, but still I never just leave it like that. I'm always putting this on twos. So let's automatically put it on twos just to show. Okay. And then I'm checking all keys, and then I, for example, this leg is not cool, that it's not bending, but it's just like, you know, moving like that. So then I'm doing, you know, something like that, and you know, pose by pose, correcting everything, you know. So it's not something like that you're just leaving, because then animation will look ugly. You need to understand that we need to always look for arcs, and interpolation will not do arcs. Yeah, so it's just going from point to point. So it's super important to remember about arcs. Of course, we are doing breakdowns, we are doing keys, we are doing breakdowns, we are checking everything if space and time is correctly, and then doing this twinning, that it's helping us like speeding up in between. Yes, but like still we need to clean this and make it still nice, or sometimes change this a little bit for legs, like to make overlapping follow through. So then we need to work because everything what we have here too, all elements, like all drawings, all cutters you will see here. So everything what we have here, and we have here. Yeah, so these three screens are connected. But of course, our animation we do on master pack. But sometimes you need to go, for example, for arm, because arm is not done in a good way. So then we need to find the arm, and then we need to delete animation here. So then you see arm is still, and just clicking on this pose. Yeah, if we don't want this pose, then we can, for example, do it differently. Yes, for example, we want to make it more up, and something like this. And then we can do again some interpolation, or we can delete it or make it later. And again, I will put this on 2 because we have strobo effect.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You can probably do a lot of like desynchronized elements. So you can have like
you can,
snap.
every element you can desynchronize. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, sometimes you need to dig inside, but it's very easy to do some overlapping or follow through. So you can just do animation like this from A to B, and then you can just move keys or earlier or later. Yeah, so of course sometimes still you need to watch if it looks good, but in general it looks like that if you want to do some extra small movement, then you need to do this, like digging more inside on layers. Yeah, I know that again look crazy, but if you have names and you have this loop that you can look for, you can select this. Yes, every element you can find here. So tail, you see, so we know you can even change the color if you work on one layer very often. For example, on arms or something, you can change the color, and you can easily find it, and you will not get lost, because sometimes I was deleting keys not from this layer that I should. So it's very often, like I'm working like quite a lot and for a very long time in Toon Boom, but still I'm doing some crazy mistakes. So it's good to always try to make it as much as it possible and clear for yourself to make your job easier, especially that animation, it's time. So we need to remember that I don't know if we have any people which were working in industry, but if someone don't know, you have to remember that if you will get the job, you need to do seconds per day. So it's something that it's very, very typical and normal that you need to do your seconds. Depends on difficultiness and how project looks. Sometimes it can be 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Sometimes it can be even 10 seconds per day in cutout. Yeah. So and yeah. So this is how it looks. So that's why how important is to understand where is what and how we can work with it. Because if you don't, like if you think that, oh, I don't have to know the Toon Boom, I will get the job and then I will learn the program. And I'm telling you, no, you will not do this. My husband was trying to do this, but he was lucky because I was teaching Toon Boom. So I thought him a Toon Boom in 1 week. But he was doing only hand draw animation. Hand draw animation is much easier than cutout because cutout is more technical stuff. Hand draw animation is still easier because we have drawing and we can just do drawing one by one. And
it's
there is
difficult in a different, like in a different sense. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if someone know how TV Paint works and some that you can easily shape head. I mean, yeah, it's like shaping in general. And you don't need to move all elements and change them. But if you do this in the rig, so then your life and your animation are getting much faster. Yeah, and well, what I can tell, like in an animation industry, it's very important to be fast.
Oh, I see we're back online.
Okay.
I just saw the image. We're finally back. Well, it's good to be back online. Yay! Exactly. We're coming back. You can call some of your friends back too. We've been just talking. I've been just gushing how cute the character is, and I love the master control that you're able to have over the whole thing. So yeah, yippee! We're finally back. I don't remember what we stopped on before we logged off. So, is there anything else you would also like to show us? Because we have a bunch of questions being asked during the chat and before it. So, whenever we'll be
Okay.
ready.
I don't know, like I can, I showed more or less how it works. Like maybe we can start with question. I can show after this something more. I was thinking about to do some short animation, but it will take some time, of course.
Yeah, probably.
But maybe showing Rick and how all those stuff works. Like yeah, we can start with some question. I can do some pose, for example, just to show how we can.
Ooh, yeah, perfect.
In the meantime, I can just.
Oh, it's so cute. Okay,
Yeah.
let me go. First, I'll go by the questions from the chat itself, and then
Yeah.
we'll go and ask. I'll ask some questions that we had
Okay.
that we collected before the stream. So first, I wanted to go with a question. Let me actually find it because it had a whole intro beforehand. So it's from Abud, and it's I usually use Clip Studio Paint for frame by frame animation. It's very similar to TV Paint, but I recently discovered that cleanup in Toon Boom Harmony is very good. So I'm thinking of like moving to it. And when you're doing this 2D animation, when and how do you use like when do you redraw certain parts of the body, and when can you use what you already have? Do you often have to redraw parts or do something special?
So, for example, for this rig, I, for example, need to do extra legs, and I need to redraw them because before there was no extra legs. So I did extra legs that I could put, for example, on front and do character in sitting pose. Yeah. So I It's a very hard question because it really depends on the rig and the character. Once I had such a poor rig, because it's really, it depends on how rig is prepared and who accepted it. Yeah, when I was director, I was not accepting a rig when there was no basic lip sync, basic pose and stuff like that. Some extra shape for arms or for legs, and yeah, and there was no like no option to give someone the rig that is not complete for me, that I can use it just not doing extra drawings, because it's taking a time. So if you will get the rig that is for me not complete, and you have to do many lips, many hands, for example. Yeah, hands are very often, it's the most often, and yeah, it's very typical thing that you have always almost do some extra hand, because not everyone will do all hands for holding, touching, yeah, or something. So hands are very complicated. So mostly you have like hand rotation and closed hand, and then full rotation for it. But sometimes you need something extra, like pointing or grabbing something. So then, yeah, you need to create new hand. So you need to know how to draw the hands, of course.
Yeah, makes
But
sense.
I was not very often doing extra drawings. I know that when I was leading the project, when some animator did extra hands or extra legs, we were updating the rig for those elements. So then next animator in next episodes don't need to create them again, but they have it in the library. So this is how it should looks. But yeah, sometimes was happening, especially at the beginning. At the beginning of my journey in animation, I need to do many drawings. Like for example, I have some pigeons, and those pigeons need to fly, so I need to create full all drawings for flying, for wings. Yeah. So for example, it took a while to create everything with smear and everything to make it very nice. Yeah. So this is my experience. If like, it really depends. What kind of rig do you have and how it looks inside. But it's very easy, because when you get new job, so they are making you to do the test, of course, because they need to check you if you really know how to use the rig. So very easily you can check how rigs looks, and then you can see if rig have many elements or not many elements, because they are giving you rig so you can get more similar with it. Yeah. So then you can see if this job is will take more time, because you need to create new drawing, and there is a lot of it because you have only some basic few drawings. Or maybe rig is very very complete. Yeah, it's have everything. So then you know that animation will get easier, because you will not spend extra time for extra drawing. Yeah. But there is no like one straight answer for it. Sorry, it really depends on the project. Sometimes you will have to do this, and sometimes rig will be so cool that you don't have to do anything extra.
Yeah, in some lucky cases, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
We have another question. Is it possible to make a boiling effect, like on the brush strokes, or add some textures to the rigged characters?
Yes, you can add textures, and you can add textures that have deformers, so you can make them nicer for the body if their, for example, body is bending. Or you can add fully everywhere texture, and then those texture will be cutted with cutter. Yeah. So yeah, like in general, you have it's not only vectors. Vectors are, yeah, we know how looks vectors, but we have bitmap too here. So, but I will need to create a new drawing, and
Ooh, we'll get to see a little bit of it of
yeah. So as you
creation.
can see, you have some we have some here, some textures, or stuff like that, and all those stuff you can add to the rig. Yeah. and
Mhm.
you can create some shadow or some light, but this is something that it will make your character more difficult for posing, because then you need to watch out about the texture. Like, you need to make this texture very nice and clean, yeah. So
Mhm.
so 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 but yeah, but it is possible. You can add texture as a light or texture, or just fully you can add as just texture, and it can even move inside if you want.
Mhm. Perfect.
Animate, yeah.
Another question that we have, I think, this one. Where does usually the compositing is done for Toon Boom animation? Can you do compositing right in the software, or you would use After Effects?
I'm using After Effects, and mostly compositing. Like, how looks compositing? Compositing looks like that you're supposed to have everything here, and you should render it full nice shot, yeah, because in Toon Boom we're doing shots. It's
Mhm.
not like we have few shots in one file. We have one file for one shot.
Mhm.
So as normal as in hand animation. So you're supposed to have the background, everything. So you're doing this composition, like putting in z-axis elements, cutters, affixes. You're doing this mostly in Toon Boom Harmony, and then rendering PNG sequence, for example, and then those PNG sequence or some video, like, with good quality, of course, can be too rendered, don't have to be PNG sequence. And then mostly it's putting to After or some Adobe Premiere, when you can combine all shots together and render it, yeah. So
Mhm.
nobody is rendering all shots, for example, preview, yeah, all previews that you do, nobody's rendering in Toon Boom. I never saw something like that. But if we talk about the composition, like background, lights and stuff like that, can be done in Toon Boom, and then shot like this should be ready and render it, and then someone is just making the final one big render with all shots, and adding
Mhm.
music or some extra color changes, yeah, like color correction. So this
Mhm.
is how mostly looks, but it really depends. You can do it in Toon Boom, but sometimes I was working that we need to render separately character and render separately background. And then,
Mhm.
yeah, and then they were taking it, and then someone in After Effect or somewhere in other some, because there is a lot of programs where you can do this. They were doing extra lights on backgrounds and extra light adding in After Effects or this Premiere or something. Yeah, so there is many types, different ways to work on that. But yes, you
Mhm.
can do composition in general in Toon Boom, but then making final render, you need some After or Premiere. It would be better not to
Mhm.
make it inside here, but because still it's software to do animation and stuff like that, yeah.
Mhm. Fair
Not
enough. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you for the answer. I hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah.
Now I want to go to some questions we had that have been sent beforehand through our stories, and probably the next workshops are going to have that feature as well. So you'll be able to ask, more questions and have a special dedicated time for them. So
Yeah.
first, out of all of them, I would love to ask, because I think that's a very interesting question as well, and we actually get to talk a little bit before the stream started. So the question goes like this: why should I join the course instead of just learning about the software through YouTube videos that are already available?
Yeah, this is it's very good question, and answer is very simple. Well, as I told you at the beginning, I need to learn by myself Toon Boom, but I was so happy that I had a lead inside in the studio that was helping me a lot with all technical issues that I was getting. If if my boss would said to me that you need to teach by yourself, I mean learn the Toon by yourself, then I would die learning by myself and then jumping in the project. It's just like it's almost impossible. And right now, if I still was very lucky that they spent extra time on me to teach me the Toon Boom, because normally in studio you will see that you have to know, you have to have this basic knowledge. This is the first thing. Like nobody will be waiting for you if you will learn or not. They will just start, like they will just fire you, and then we'll get another person. Like I'm not kidding. Like it's working like that. If you are not fair enough for this, and they will see, if the lead will see that you are struggling a lot with a program and you're supposed to know this, like you're supposed to have this knowledge, so then you will not get the job, or you will just get fired. Yeah, so you have to know about it. I know it's not nice, but you know, life is not nice, and we have many animators on world. So and there is like it's you need to remember that on one position for animation can be like, I don't know, 100 people, you know. So you have to remember about this. So you have to do as much as you can to be, you know, very attractive for any studio company lead, director or whatever who will be checking your portfolio. Yeah, so this is the first thing. Another thing is that, yeah, you always need to have someone who will check what is going on, because yeah, I was teaching live in a in school, my students, and believe me, I was showing them very basic stuff that I will be showing you too, and they were getting lost very often in this, even in something very typical and normal and not very crazy difficult, of course, still for me from my perspective, because don't I will not lie that I forgot how to be a junior, you know. So don't be surprised, like on my course always ask about everything, like even stupid question, because the stupid question can be like, you know, that thing that you need to know how to do it properly, you know. So always ask. And yeah, and I saw that they were doing a lot of mistakes that I would never thought about this. Like you can do many mistakes, and some stuff that looks easily on my video look like it looks simple and easy, but then when you try to do this, you can click on something, you can do some crazy shortcut, and you will not never like realize that you did this shortcut, and then something will not work. So that's why we have those feedback and those meeting, and then I'm coming, yeah, as a hero of Toon Boom, and then helping you and checking your file inside, and checking what is wrong. So this person who did this mistake will know how to not do this and what was the problem, and other people will know what to not do in the future. Yeah, so that's the point of the course. And if we talk about tutorials of Toon Boom in YouTube or somewhere else for free, it's really great stuff. But this is something good for someone who knows the basics, and then you can develop and increase your knowledge with tutorials like that. But if you are just starting and just learning, and you completely new with this program, it's better to have someone who will take your hand and show you what is good, what is wrong, how to do it correctly. Like this is very important, because the most important thing, that the worst is if you learn something that it's a mistake. Like if you learn in wrong way, because you will find out by yourself, and for example there will be easier way to do this, but you didn't know about this because you did not have anyone who could show you this. Yeah, so it's important, like the way of learning, to not make too many mistakes and have like clear path of learning, yeah, step by step. So that's why.
Mhm. Perfect. Yeah, I completely agree with you, especially in those like early moments. It's very important to have someone
Yeah,
who's going to be leading, guiding you, showing you stuff that you won't be able to ever like know just because you don't have the experience, you don't
yeah,
have the insight.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I also have to know that feedback especially is very important because it's catered specifically to you and what you're doing. So you would have, for example, for like a specific goal you want to achieve, and it's sometimes very hard, like, to Google, specific goals or something you're
Yeah,
trying to achieve on
it's
your own.
true.
Like,
I
how do I
agree.
move this tail in this specific way? And when you have someone you can talk specifically as a person, it gives you an opportunity to just go, like, go to it directly, ask something you really want to learn. So it's more catered, I think, kind of individually to a person and what they want to learn. So thank you. That was a very, like, big answer to this question. I mean, that's a very big question in general, but yeah, I completely agree, 100%. We have a bit more questions, both from the chat and from the Instagram survey we did. So I'll continue with some of the Instagram questions, and then we have a couple of personal ones for you that I want to leave till the end. So,
Okay.
first one is, what do you think about the 3D update in Toon Boom Harmony? Will you be using it, or have you?
3D update.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure because I'm not familiar with Toon Boom
No, I'm
Harmony.
not familiar. I know for sure that you can, what I know about 3D, you can import 3D elements to the Toon Boom, and they are in 3D. So you can import 3D backgrounds, you can import 3D character, and it will be 3D, but I don't know nothing about 3D update. Yeah,
Ooh. So maybe the
sorry.
viewer has to be a little bit specific, but in general, yeah,
I mean,
that's still a good
I
answer.
will tell one thing. Like Toon Boom, all the time, just creating some news. Like it's almost impossible to be all the time on top, and understand what. Yeah, because they are doing really right now. They release new Toon Boom 2024. Yeah, so. It's not good still, of course. It's bugged like always, so you need to wait 1 year and then it's okay. And so
Yeah, usually.
so it's always like that. So if this is something new feature in Toon Boom Harmony 24, so I was not checking what is news, cool big news in 24. I'm still working on 22. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
and yeah, and another thing is that I don't know about this because I never need to use it. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, I will tell you guys
Maybe.
one thing. Toon Boom can almost everything. Yeah, really everything, but I don't know everything. So I know what I know. I know about the animation, how to use. I was not using 3D here, so I can't answer on this
That's
question.
fair enough.
Sorry.
No, that's absolutely fair. And I agree completely. I was using a blender for a little while just to do some experiments. And they also have this thing that they have a beta version that it's like new and has all of these feature in it. And it's so
Yeah.
cool, but it's so buggy and it crashes all the time that people usually wait a couple of years and they're like on the stable version. They literally have like a demo, like a beta and a stable, just so you wouldn't have
Yes.
to
Yes.
go through crashes all the time.
But it's always like that. It's crazy. With Toon Boom was always like that. Like during very often during production, everyone was starting screaming like, "Oh, new Toon Boom, new Toon Boom! Are we changing on new Toon Boom?" And production was telling, "We are not changing for new Toon Boom because it will be bugged and everything will be destroyed. We need to still do 40 episodes, you know." So there is no way to make any mistakes. So no. So during production, you are not changing for the newer version for sure. You're staying with
Yeah.
the same.
Definitely. But I think that's a good thing as well. You don't really have to be like on the very edge, always know what's like the new thing that's
No,
coming up,
like
because there'll be enough time to get acclimatized. The people will check it out, they'll
yes,
do some
yes.
video explanations, and
Yes.
then maybe you'll get using it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's something that, I mean, there are people who are always like with news. Yeah, what Toon Boom did again. Like I'm not exactly the type. When it's something that I have to use it and it's really great to use it, I will know that,
Hmm.
and I will use it for sure. But yeah, but some option I don't know. I know that even there are some, but I never use it. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. That's fair. Another question we have: does the animator need to have rigging skills? You kind of already explained it. Oh,
Yeah.
puppies.
I mean, in general, no, but better to have.
Yeah.
I was sometimes working that I need to fix by myself rigs because it was easier and faster. In other words, I would be waiting 2 days more to do my animation, and still they are counting my seconds, you know. So because of that, yeah, it's better to know how to do rigs, because then you are getting all stuff what you need, what is connected with what. Like I'm not telling you that you have to be a rigger, no, but you still have, like, after so many years, when at the beginning I was telling to myself I will never do rigs because it's too complicated and I don't know, I don't like it and I want to be an animator. Now I know that it's some technical knowledge that you have to get this knowledge to understand better how rig works, and it's super important, because then you can just, you know, get some really small mistake, but then you, like, someone who know how rig works and how to do those stuff very easily in 1 minute will fix it. In other words, then you need to send it to the production to the rigger, and you know, and then we have plenty levels of communication before it will come back to you, and then will pass 1 week, you know. And then you still stuck it with animation, and animation should be done for yesterday, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so this is something that it's super important, that if it's something small, then it's great that you can fix it. If it's something really crazy difficult, so then you are sending this to the rigger, and rigger can fix it. Yeah. But better to know basics. Yeah, really, basics are crazy important everywhere.
That's yeah, completely valid. I think it's also important that when an animator also knows the basis, like the basics of rigging, they can
Yeah.
explain what they want better. They will
Yes.
understand what's really
Yes.
possible, what's impossible, and what they can ask of a rigger in
Yes.
general.
Yes, it's true. I totally agree.
Hmm.
It's yeah, it's better with explaining and telling what is wrong, what is not working. Yeah.
Hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. So we have another question. Another about the feature. What do you think about a morphing feature? Can it be useful? And
Morphing
and the,
feature, yeah, I used it once, no, twice. Once was just useless, and it was not working correctly. It's good only for drawing and for not so many elements at once. It was working for one drawing, changing for another drawing, then it was working. But if we're talking, for example, morphing so many elements or rigs, it will not work. It will work only for one drawing,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
eventually or on few, but without deformers, just like, you know, one drawing. So then, but I use it once, and then I never use it again. That's my answer.
Also, fair enough. And the last question we have from our Instagram survey is what scene optimization tools do you use? And do you use any scripts? And if you're like willing to show them, would love to see them.
No, I'm not using scripts. Scripts are used in production if production need that. So basically, I'm not using any, because I don't need, like, you have everything what you have so many tools that you even don't see here, you know, and probably you will not even touch it, you know, ever in your life. So this is first thing. Another thing, scripting is great, but scripting is good when you need to connect Toon Boom, for example, with something like F-Track or Shotgun or Shotgrid. Probably right now it's Shotgrid. So if someone don't know, it's better to get similar a little bit with it. What is this? This is a software. I mean, it's more website, but it's a software too, because you can have it on computer and you can have it connected with Toon Boom. So then, yeah, you need someone who is using scripting and doing extra special icon that can do render just on the server, and then you don't have to import this and put there, and that, for example, is updating status and stuff like that. So yes, scripting, it's more for something like this. And
Mhm.
once I used script, and it was copy poser,
Mhm.
and then you need to, and this is something like library, like I was showing, like for one drawing, but copy poser works like that, that it's a special, new icon. But this is a script that it's in Toon Boom. It's not something that you need to write. It's in Toon Boom, but you need to turn it on. And copy poser works like that, that you can save all pose that you did, so it's easier to select just pose it ready character and put here. But in this, like, yeah, I was working only with this script. It's very similar to 3D. If someone similar with 3D, in 3D you have the same, that you have something that you have ready expression, ready pose, so then you don't need to. I was learning 3D, so I know how hard it is just to create whole pose in 3D. So it's very similar, like to this. If someone know what I'm talking about, that you have ready pose, and you can just copy paste on the timeline, and then you have this ready pose, and you can use it as a base, or just use it as a ready pose. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So this is only this thing. There you can really do crazy script here. You can create whatever you want. Yeah, really, there is many, but you have to know how to do this. I don't know how to do scripts. I know that there are some scripts in Toon Boom that you can turn on for sure. One that I used, it was copy poser, but another that was doing the IT guy who is doing those
Mhm.
scripts, and we were just importing those scripts here. We were getting new icons, and yeah, that's it. So that was all
Mm.
what I did as a scripter in Toon Boom. There are people who are doing this, and they are like, it's their main stuff they're doing. They're IT guy
Mhm.
from scripting. Yeah.
Oh, that's also a very fun job, I think. Still,
I
kind
don't,
of
I don't, I
you do a
don't
lot of
know.
scripting, but you work with
I met one guy who was animator, and then he become IT scripting guy. So and he
anything
was,
possible, yeah.
yeah, so he liked it. So for me it's crazy. I like to do animation, but he liked to do scripts, and very funny icons he was doing.
Well, anything can come well with a sense
Yeah.
of humor. We have a couple of more questions from the chat. One is Toon Boom Harmony used in game dev industry?
Yes, but it's not very popular. But you have features, you have options to create animation for games, but I never use it. And I had some students who were doing in Toon Boom, like they were just, I mean, they exactly, they just they got basic of animation in Toon Boom, and then they find out that you have some extra option for games, and they were just using it and doing some small games. But I never did it, so I can't tell you anything more about this. But there is option, but how it works, yeah, I can't tell you, because I'm just
Mhm.
animator for TV series. Yeah, so this should be someone who is, yeah, working in game dev. Yeah, and
True.
could probably tell more how it works.
Mhm. And since you touched on the subject of working for the TV series, what
Yeah.
would you say, like, do a lot of childhood cartoons that are aimed at children are done with Toon Boom Harmony? What would you say, like, most often you would meet, like, on a project? What would, like,
How
the type
often
look
it's
like?
used for kids
Mhm.
in kids TV? Very often.
Mhm.
Like if you see like, yeah, Moon Girl was done in Toon Boom.
Mhm.
um yeah, Robot Dreams was done in Toon Boom, and it's hand animation.
Mhm.
So all those, only Jacob and Mimi was not done in Toon Boom. It was done in Moho. This is
Ah.
yeah, it was done in Moho. Moho have now nice option that you can move textures inside in the rig. Very nice. I saw crazy stuff, because Moho gets very, very old
Mhm.
fashioned program of cutout, because they had only bones. They had no deformers, like more option. Here we have much more option. We have like 5 options of deformer, and in Moho we had only bones. And now I saw that they're starting to doing really nice stuff. So this is something that I need to get interested to be to just get what you can do with Moho again, because I was animating 7 years ago, you know, and Moho and then I
Oh
jumped
yeah,
in
it's probably
only in Toon
different.
Boom. Yeah, so it probably changed a lot. But now they have now new options, so it's good to be to start like looking for what they're doing, what new features they have, because probably maybe Moho will start to be more popular program because of that.
Yeah,
um,
true.
so the question was again, how often? Yeah, very often, like almost everything, or not only Mimi, Jacob and Mimi was not done in, it was done only in Moho. Rest was done in Toon Boom. Hilda was done in Toon Boom, for example. So what was done more into, like, there is really there is quite a lot, like Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
It was done in Toon Boom. What is this is this is something that my husband was working on, and there is like this Lego Monkey Kid, for example. If someone saw,
Yeah.
it's done in Toon Boom too. So it's not only cut out, but a lot of hand animation is done in Toon Boom, because composition working, that you can work in 3D axis here, so in Z axis, in that you can work on FXs there, that you can do nice color cleanup, you can do everything, all process you can do there. So that's why Toon Boom is one. Well, I don't know better program in general to work in animation industry. Really, I'm not surprised that it's so popular, and why price of it is quite big of this program, because it's popular. They can do this because they know
Of
that
course, if
people
you
will
have the
buy it.
quality product, yeah.
Yeah, they know that people need it and they will buy it. So
Mhm.
I'm not happy with this too, but yeah, this is how it
Yeah.
goes.
We had a question that was like you almost like answered it already, but
Yeah.
I want to voice it in case some people can't afford Toon Boom at the moment, but still want to learn rigging in order to hopefully land a job. Is there a cheaper alternative people should start at, or they should start like getting a piggy bank?
No, you can try with Moho, but Moho have different
Mhm.
system. Like, I was never rigging there, but I know for sure that very lot of elements are similar. There is another program that I don't know the name, sorry, but I was quite surprised that it was done in this program. If someone know the cartoon, the Blue, with the blue dog, and they have
Oh,
family
Bluey.
of dog. Bluey. Oh, it's Bluey.
Yeah.
So I was 100% sure that Bluey is in Toon Boom, but it's not done in Toon Boom. It's done in some other program. I mean, software that probably call sell something. I don't remember really. But if you will check in what software it was done in this program. If you will check Bluey in like they have even on the, because it's from Australia. It's studio from Australia would do this, so you can check
Mhm.
what they use it, because I found it. And as I remember, this program is much cheaper, and of course, like, it's not exactly the same as Toon Boom, because they have different interface. They are rigging, the rigging, it looks totally different, but it's
Mhm.
something similar. Like, in the end, Rix looks very similar to the Toon Boom. Like, you have the master controller and stuff like that. So maybe this is something that I never use it. I just only saw a few tutorials, and it was quite interesting. But you can try with this, because few times I saw the offer that they were looking for animator and who knew this program. So, but only few.
Mhm.
It's not very popular still, because it's still about this. Like, the point is still that that if someone is looking, so they're looking for animator who knew specific software. So what, like with rigging is the problem, because you can do only rigging in Toon Boom Harmony Premium. Yeah, that's the problem, and this is the most expensive one. The hand animation you can do in advanced or essential. They are much cheaper, like half price cheaper than Toon Boom Harmony Premium. Yeah, so if someone want to focus only on hand animation, yeah, there is no problem, because you can buy cheaper Toon Boom only for hand animation. But if you want to do rigs, only Harmony Premium. Yeah. So what is good? You can get the trial for 27 days for free.
That's a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, or 21. Don't know if they changed it, because I just don't remember. But in general, this is only this one, the Blue Way, and only Moho is much cheaper, because as I was checking few years ago, still you could buy one license and you had this license till the end of your life. Not like Toon Boom, that it's just you are renting your license, you are buying it for a year or month. Yeah, so that's the problem. And of course, if you are a student, legally students, you can buy cheaper, like it's half price almost for Toon Boom. So if someone is still have a student and are in school, you can buy cheaper version.
That's also an option. That's very good.
Yeah, this is option. Yeah, but if someone is not student like me, then it's a problem. I understand it, but yeah, like I don't know any other. Only this two, Moho, this one that was done. The production from Blue Way was using this, and I don't know exactly the same one. Yeah, so
I think we even got a name for that program. Cell Action 2D.
Yes, cell action, exactly, cell action. Yep.
There.
Yep. I knew that something with cell, but didn't know it.
Well, there you go. Now people can Google it and maybe
Yeah.
find themselves a little alternative. At least if they won't know the specifics, they at least can get, the sense, the feeling.
Yeah.
Now we have the last question. Out of all of them, I think we've asked everything. This is the last chance. I'm preparing the chat. This is the last chance you can ask a question. After we're discussing this one, I will slowly go to finish. Because usually what happens, I say you have the last time to ask a question, and people ask the questions like right until I say like bye-bye. So giving you the last minute to do it. So the last question of the day will be more personal for you, kind of what you prefer. When you're doing 2D animation, do you prefer cutouts or 2D hand-drawn? Since you said you started as a hand-drawn animator, what do you kind of prefer? Just doing, not even like 5 seconds.
Yeah, so I love both ways in general. Yeah, for sure. I had big problem. I was always saying that I will only do hand-drawn animation, and I really hate Toon Boom at the beginning. Like really, I was so angry all my life that why I came here and need to learn Toon Boom. I mean, and I don't know, this is weird. I don't know how to move those elements. Like you can draw it. Like what is going on here? Really, I was surprised. But after some time, when I started working in Toon Boom, and I started to see how great software it is, and how cutout animation can be cute, fun, and snappy, and I started to like snappy animation especially, and working for kids production. So I started to love it a lot. And so in general, I really like to work in cutout. I really love it. But sometimes when I have some additional I don't know like freelance that I'm doing hand animation, sometimes for more it's like adverts. I'm doing some hand animation or for some shorts I'm working even. So it's cool still to do this, and it's cool that I still remember how to do this because if you work more with puppets, you can forget, like you have a feeling that maybe you forgot how to draw things, but it's not true, of course. But it's something like that. So like my main thing is like making cutout, but still it's cool to get some freelance, some extra job, and do some hand animation. So it's not that this is the best or this is my favorite. It's not something that I just love animation. Yeah, I just love to do animation, and I was even working in production that it was hybrid. So it was the heads, for example. I can't tell which TV show it was because I can't, but I can tell. But I can tell that the heads were cut out with master controller, but body was hand draw animation.
Ooh.
And lips were a hand draw too. Like every lips were draw again. Only eyes, nose, and hair and everything. It was a cutout and the rest. So you see. So this is something that it's even crossing. Yeah. So it's not something that I prefer this or this. Of course, cutout is easier, especially when right now I'm a senior. Yeah, I'm a lead, I'm a director, so for me it's easier sometimes to get cutout because I know that I will not get any bumps in this project. But very often when I'm doing hand animation, it's happening that I see more difficultness that I can just do something technical with program here and or something. So but you need to draw everything and you need to understand this and you need to know better anatomy, you need to keep better with a model. Yes, of course. So this is something that it's still, I love it, and I love coming back like to this and doing hand animation. So I'm very happy that I can do mostly cutout, but it's cool that sometimes I can come back and do hand animation and still feel good that I did not forget how to do this.
Well, it's like riding a bike, I think, almost. We
Yeah,
also said
again, riding bike. You never forget this.
yeah, it's always there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for answering all of the questions. I think since we didn't get any new questions, answered everything, even got a couple of thank yous from the people who questions we've answered. You're welcome. Hopefully, we answered it to the best we could, and was insightful for you as well. And hopefully, just during the workshop, you had just as much time as I did. For me, like paperless animation like this is always something very alien. So having someone who would just, give you a tour is always very interesting. And yeah, before we stay for the final promo and we'll finally can call it a day, I have one last announcement to give. First of all, if you like what you see and you want to start your journey in Toon Boom animation, our October courses are just around the corner. So you have just enough time to decide for yourself if you want to do it. And then you can always go into description right there down below the video and join us. We have all kinds of courses on animation, visual development, animation hand drawn, or like here, rigging in Toon Boom Harmony. So it could be, you can find a course that you will like specifically, and maybe we'll start, a long, lifelong journey that will connect you to the animation world. And yeah, whether, it'll be your first time connecting with animation in general, or you will be perfecting the craft you already have and you just wanted to go for a new level and learn something new, this is the right space to do it. So overall, I don't have anything else to add. I really love the workshop today. Hopefully, we'll see you more on our YouTube channel as well. I hope that upcoming year is going to be very good, and we'll have more workshops to come. Hopefully, the chat is thinking the same as well. Oh yeah, we see a couple of good messages. I'm more of a traditional 2D person, but it's so fascinating to learn about other types of animation. I agree completely. I think broadening your horizons is just as important as, perfecting your own craft, because you never know what you actually have a passion for until you try it.
Yeah. Before you will not try it, like you will never know. It's important to check and see if you like it. And learn Toon Boom. It's important. Yeah, but really, guys, like for real, it's like from my heart, I'm telling you, just learn Toon Boom. It's important.
Yeah, I agree. Well, now we can finally roll it to a close. Thank you so much for being so kind and welcoming in the chat. It's always a pleasure, reading questions from you and getting to answer them. And thank you, Anna, for joining us today. It was really
Yeah.
an honor and a pleasure to see this firsthand as well. So hopefully we'll see you again very soon on our next workshop. And of course, if you want to join B courses, they're always available in the links down below. So thank you for being here today. And now Animation Club School is going back offline. See you.
Yeah, see ya.
Hi, I'm Anna Chrzanowska-Pilarska. I'm working in 2D animation for 8 years, in both cutout and hand-draw animation. Mostly I've been working for 2D cutout preschool series, 2D hand-draw commercials, also as in-betweener and cleanup artist for feature animations. I'm here to teach you how to use Toon Boom Harmony. It's super popular software in animation industry. You can use it not only for cutout, but also for hand-draw animation. I want to teach you basics of Toon Boom, how to use tools, how to work on timeline and with node view. We will start with hand-draw animation, rough cleanup color process, and we will end up with simple rig and we will do animation with it. So, after this workshop, you will have basic knowledge how to work in those two animation techniques using Toon Boom Harmony. So let's join me and learn new skills. See you soon!